Hi guys, welcome back to the DxO PhotoLab 7 series once again. This video we're going to look at control point technology, and this is part of the local adjustments in DxO PhotoLab. So what we're seeing is something that is based on the very famous U-point technology that DxO acquired from the Nick collection several years ago. And in a nutshell, what this does is you place your control point on the picture, you sample the pixels underneath that control point, and your alterations are then focused on the color and brightness and contrast values of those pixels. Now, this is a fantastically powerful tool because you can make multiple control points, you can copy and group control points, applying the same alteration to various different places on the picture, and you can have negative control points. So if you need more precision, you can make one big control point and then shape it, sculpt it using the negative control points. They're fantastic. Let's get into it. Okay, what I want to do with this picture is to basically draw the viewer's eye to the house here, the ruin. Problem is the ruin is made of the same rocks that the mountain is made of. So it's blending into the mountain, and that's the issue. And in order to get around that, what I'm going to do is to make the trees more prominent, to pull your eye more towards the center of the picture. I'll probably darken this area down a little bit more because that's quite bright. And this area here needs darkening down because that currently is attracting our attention a lot more than anything else in the picture. So let's start with the trees. I've got my control point highlighted. I'm going to put new control point, and I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one here, one there, and one there. Now these control points will all act as a group, and that is because I didn't hit the plus sign in between the control points. So let's just position these properly. Okay, so I really want this one to be a little bit wider. And the other ones are okay, more or less, so yeah, let's go with this. Just raise the exposure a little bit on these trees. That's more like it. That's pretty much where we want to be. And I'm going to make the greens a little bit more intense as well, so we'll saturate these greens. And we'll go for a little bit more luminance on that. Okay, so these corrections are being applied exactly the same to each control point because the control points are in a group. And what I'm going to do is just change the name of this to trees so that we can easily check and see what the differences are. Okay, for my next thing, what I'm going to do is dampen this area down here. And to do that, I'm going to use a control line. So hit the control line icon, press the plus, and we'll bring this in from the corner here. Okay, now if you've seen the control line video, you'll remember that the control line starts at 100% filter and it tails off to 0% filter around where I position this. So if I drag this across here, then it's going to nicely cover the screen. Just to emphasize that, I'm going to just move the dropper to that area there, and I'm going to emphasize the luminance control to make that sensitive mainly to the luminance. Okay, so I'm just going to back off on the Luma a little bit. And perhaps bring that up more. That might make a better selection. Yeah, we've got a little bit more going on here. Okay, so with this, I'm going to drop down here. Let's have a look and see how that manifests. With the house, I'm going to use one control point. So highlight control point, hit the plus, and drop the control point here. Now I'm going to bring in the bounds of that because I don't really want to be affecting the trees at all, or any of those greens. And so I'm going to make this, let's see what happens if we pull the Luma control up. Okay, that's looking good. To back that off ever so slightly. Yeah. So we've got a pretty good selection there on the house. And let's just take this up a tad. Probably too much. That's about right, I think. Half a stop. You don't need any more. I'm going to call this house. And the final thing I'm going to do is to put control points on this area here with the intention of dampening this down so that the house stands out more. And I'm going to put a collection of control points down here. Now make this much smaller. Okay, just drag that out a little bit. Okay, and now we'll put another one here, another one there, another one here, another one there, another one there, and another one there. And these 6 or so control points will all act again as a group. So I'm going to call these control points scree, for want of a better word. It's loose gravel, basically, but it kind of adequately describes what's going on there. So let's just drop that down to there. I think that's okay. That actually works all right. Okay, so that should suffice. We've brightened up the house. We've got the control line down there, and we've brightened up the trees. And let's turn these local adjustments off for a second. So here we have the image with just the basic adjustments applied, and we're going to mix through to the one with the local adjustments. And I think we can now see pretty clearly your eye is actually now brought into this area here. Now I could go on with this, I could refine this and make this area of contrast a bit more just to pull the house more, but I think we get the idea here. What I've been doing is dodging and burning, and this is a practice that has been going on since Ansel Adams. So dodging and burning is used very popularly by every landscape photographer that I know in order to place your viewer's attention in the areas of the picture that you want it to dwell on. And the point of this picture is very much about this house. Now, a little bit of a backstory here. This location is probably 1.5 miles from the nearest road, and it's an absolutely exhausting, steep, uphill climb from around this corner here to get there. So quite what the rationale was for building such a large house with attendant outbuildings here, I have no idea at all. There's a drop going down into this gorge of probably 500-600 feet, so an absolute death trap for animals, children and whatnot. But hey, let's build a house there. It would be a lovely spot for an artist or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you've liked this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much indeed.